If we could all instill the ability to change and understand how to adapt quickly, then it won't matter where the future goes, we'll be ready for it. And I think for too long we've been institutionalised in set ways, set models, set structures. So the quicker we can break them down, adapt, test and learn and figure out what we need to do to move forward is better than sitting here with a crystal ball for 5 years' time it's going to look like this, because I call rubbish on that.
I'm just really glad that I'm not fucking planning media, to be honest. Like, Christ. The kids in my team that are doing that today, scary as all shit. But today, it's in your face and quick. So I think that the future is, it's probably just going to get faster.
I think that, at the end of the day, it is fragmented, but I'm really conscious of the fact that fragmentation might be a word we use in the industry, but really, when you talk to consumers, they're actually overwhelmed. And really what they're doing is they're actually paring back.
I speak to some publishers and they say to me, oh, no, I'm not, Tom, we're definitely not putting our content on Facebook, or we're not going to put our content on Snapchat or any of these other platforms. And I kind of think, well, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for you, because the opportunity that platforms like Facebook and Snapchat can bring a publisher and the new audiences you can reach have got to be worth having a go. And on the other side, I have publishers that say, yeah, that's it. We're going all in. It's all about the new platforms, and we're going to shut our websites down and we're going to throw all our content into Facebook or to Snapchat or whatever the platform is. And again, I think, okay, well, that's pretty risky as well.
But you could absolutely get stuck in a strategic frenzy and never get out the door. So I think that we could get this conversation caught in the periphery of the bullshit around the stuff that, programmatic or, whatever you want to go. Like, you've got tools that you can figure out where your audience are and what messages resonate.
So let's start with, do we have the right data? I think we've got enough of a proxy to make the right decisions and learn. And we're collecting data fast enough to iterate and make changes quickly. So those two things exist today. Do we have enough data to do the things that maybe one day we want to do in the next 3 to 5 years and, go household to node and all that stuff? No, we're not there. And a couple of publishers do have that information. Are they sharing it? Not outside their walls. And everyone knows that I'm a big proponent of getting it out of there.
And I heard someone else speak about probably the future marketer has probably got the head of an engineer and the heart of a creative. And I think that's a really great balance. So the pressure in the boardroom is hilarious because, yes, every dollar counts and that's, really important. But they go, where are we with digital? Like, it's just this word, it's like productivity, which is about saving money. There's just a big word, and then this other one around digital. So I think we're trying to solve for both. And I think that, there are tools and measurement. And the quicker that you're in the digital space, the sort of more that you can protect your turf and the dollars. But it's about the bravery as well, and being able to stand above that and sort of talk about the slow measures and go, no, it's bullshit. Like, we absolutely need to grow our brands and they take time.
The magic and the brand is starting to come back in fashion again. Yeah. And it's really funny because I think everyone's realised that the science can only get you so far. Yes, it's all about path to purchase and we can measure it and acquisition marketing, but actually there's a really important role that plays, as everyone said, about that emotional connection, and that's the magic. And it's really, I've seen it come up. In most client conversations now, it's discussed, whereas 2 years ago, brand was a dirty word.
The people who have been disrupted, have pivoted, are more open, want to work. The disruptors, the guys who've been around for 5, 7, 10 years, are kind of saying no. And then you start to think about what brands, where you want to put your brand dollars, who you want to work with, because you've got to put your customers at the heart. And the guys that are saying yes, when you start to think about that crystal ball, the future, it's the guys that are going to be adaptable to work with brands, to work with agencies, to connect with their customers and consumers, which I think are going to win.
My observation, coming up to 2 years here, is that they are slightly on the conservative side. And our experience with our new brand content team is, we come up with these great ideas and it's very innovative, and we really push the boat out, and ideas that could absolutely, be fantastic. And
Then they buy display and it breaks your heart.
I think I disagree with the previous speaker that says that creative is not king. I think I deeply disagree with that. I think the idea is the fucking king and it has to stay there forever, because without an idea, you're just in channels.
I agree with the big idea being upstream. I disagree with where it has to come from, because I think actually some of your media partners could come up with a cracking idea.
That's fair. Yeah, I said I did say on both sides.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? So I think there are times where if you can pull some of the most collaborative and creative minds into a room, and that should be from your advertising partners, your media partners and your media owners, then you can actually surface an amazing idea that they're closer to the pulse. So I think the one thing I'd love to see change is that the idea doesn't just come from one source. It's something that I agree is protected and is streamlined and everyone's singing to the same hymn sheet, but where that's surfaced from should be open. I
think agencies did themselves a really massive disservice years ago when they started pitching for free, because the time and energy that takes, emotional as well, on a team is huge.
In the future, I'd love to see an agency model where we are the consultants and that we're turned to more for that. If clients want to take things in-house, power to them. We'll work with them on that model as well. There's no issue there. They still need people to consult them, talk to them. You all know there's no way you could get your sales force to every single client in Australia. You need media conglomerates to be able to help channel your message through.